Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science and IT Gate Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the instant notification of my free lecture. So this is about me. I am a computer science gate faculty having more than 5 plus of teaching experience, mentored more than 50,000 students, taught in different coaching institute all over India. Okay, it's like the Gate Academy, even qualified multiple times Gate, and even I have given the coaching in many government colleges as well as in many private colleges. Like in SRM Chennai, I have given coaching. CAT Bhubaneswar, I have given. BC Bhagalpur, Jorhat College of Engineering, Guwahati University, Dibrugarh University, Government College of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, Ramgarh Engineering College. Okay, these are the colleges where I have went and I have given the coaching. So first I'm going to start 1 marks question. Okay, you can take your time. Now this is the question. Okay, now try to answer. Indicate all the true statement from the following. It is false only. See, it's saying that programming language not supporting either recursion or pointer. Whether it is not supporting recursion or pointer type does not need the support of dynamic memory allocation. See, when you will do the support of dynamic memory allocation is needed. The support of the support of dynamic memory support of dynamic memory allocation is needed when during compilation it is needed, whether you don't require recursion or you pointer, but that when during compilation it is required. Compilation dynamic memory allocation is required because the programmer does not know, because does not know the programmer does not know about the maximum requirement about the maximum requirement of memory about the maximum requirement of memory by the program. So what the maximum requirement of the program, that programmer does not know. That's why you require a that's why you require the dynamic memory even if you don't need recursion and the pointer. Okay, so even if you don't require, if the programming language not supporting either recursion or pointer, you will still require the dynamic memory allocation. Why? Because when during the compilation, the programmer does not know about the maximum requirement of the memory at the program. So it gives the flexibility to assign memory as per the requirement during runtime. To so it gives a flexibility to assign memory during runtime. Even when maximum or worst case memory allocation is known before it, uses of dynamic memory allocation leads to efficient program in terms of memory use. See, because you don't know that while if you will do some real-time programming, you don't know that in runtime what will be the requirement of the memory. Even if you don't require the recursion and pointer, you require a dynamic memory allocation because at runtime the programmer should able to know. Okay, because before the programmer is very difficult to judge that is going to be the size, that is going to be the memory allocation of the program. Am I clear to all of you? This is your next question that is asked in your gate 1997. So heap allocation is requirement for language. Why heap allocation is required? Heap allocation we require for dynamic memory allocation. So that support dynamic data structure. Okay, dynamic data structure. Very good, everyone. Now see the next question. If anyone will have doubt, you feel free to ask me. Now this is asked in gate 2020. Sorry, 2000. The following C declaration structure define ACE to be. What ACE is defined? What this is saying? If you will see the like this square bracket is having a higher precedence, so it will evaluate like this. So ACE is an array. Okay, ACE is an array which is going to store the address of which type? Struct node type. Struct node type. So it is an array, each element of which is pointed to a structure of type node. It's correct. Okay. See, whenever you will get this type of problem, you according to the precedence, you know that this square bracket is having higher precedence, so it will s will get associated with this. It is an array, okay, whose size is 10, in which every element is going to be an array of node type. Node type. Okay, that's why. If anyone having doubt, ask me. Now this, it is saying m equal to malloc. It is having dynamic memory allocation. Now it has got some address. Now you are making it null, means you lost the memory that it was having in. So it, you lost the memory, lost memory. Now free n was some pointer. Okay, it was having some address, because free you can free we use to dynamically to deallocate the memory. Okay, to deallocate. So you are free the memory of n, where n was pointing, you are free. Now you are doing in n you are giving a value 5, means you are using a pointer which is deallocated. It is deallocated. So it is dangling pointer. It is dangling pointer. Okay, it is your dangling pointer. So see, dangling pointer is very important. I will even give you the notes for dangling pointer. Dangling pointer means that if you are using a memory, if you are using an address or memory which is not exist, then you are going to cause it dangling pointer. Okay, and like this is happened, or any more example also if you take, means like the memory which does not exist, then you are going to cause dangling pointer. Now char star p is there. It is a pointer of p type, but here it is not having an address of any, but you are initializing, you are saying that value at p, see star p means value at p, you are assigning a, you are assigning a, but p is not pointing to anywhere, p is not pointing to anywhere. Okay, p is not pointing to anywhere, so z is going to 2. So d is the correct one. Okay, so if you want the dangling pointer definition, I can give you. So dangling pointer is important. Dangling pointer is a pointer. Dangling pointer is a pointer that points, that points to the memory, to the memory location, the memory location, that points to memory location even after, even after its deallocation, even after its deallocation. So you have deallocated that. Even if you are going to point that location, then it's going to your dangling pointer. So dangling pointer is a pointer that points to the memory location even after its deallocation. Or you can say, or we can say that, we can say that it is pointer, is pointer that does not, that does not, that does not point to a, that does not point to a valid, that does not point to a valid data object of the appropriate type. So that much is enough. Okay, that much is enough. And another thing that is required, the memory location pointed by the dangling pointer. The memory location that is pointed by dangling pointer is known as dangling reference. The memory location, the memory location pointed by, the memory location pointed by dangling pointer, by dangling pointer, by dangling pointer is known as dangling, known as dangling references, known as dangling. Okay, known as dangling reference. Example, I can give one more, like char. star function. It is returning, its return type is pointer type of char. We are having a char str10. Okay. Here is string copy. In str, you are doing copy of hello. Here it is an str is a array. Okay. Or you can say it's a string. Okay, a string of or array of 10 character. Now you are returning. Now I return str. You are returning str, but it's a scope and it is a auto class. You know that's auto class. After when you return that, it will get over. Will it will get the str will get over. Okay, str will be in function. Now when you are returning, str will be somewhere. It will get deallocated. So this is dangling pointer. Okay, this is also another kind of dangling pointer. Understood? Union is going to take the memory which is having a highest data type, which is going to have a highest memory, that is going to take. So union is going to have a long is having 8 and float is having 4. So union is having a size of 8 byte, and structure is going to have the size of addition of all the members of the structure. So structure member is u, which is having 8 byte, and another is your array of size union takes greater, and you want the size of t. So union you have got 8 byte, and see sort is having 2 byte, 2 into 5, because it's an array of 5 element, and each is having a 2 byte. So it's going to 10 plus 8, 10 plus 8, that is 18, 18 byte. Okay, now what it is returning, they are asking. Y is going to a big number, x and y wrote p and s I. So S is equal to your 1, P is equal to your 1, I is equal to your 1. Y is your big number. They are saying for large value of 5, the return value of the function f best appropriate. So if we'll do P equal to P into, so I is smaller than Y. I am assuming that it is smaller. So P is going to your P into x by I. Okay. So what is P? P is your 1. 1 into x. X, they will give some the input. Okay. X by I is your 1. So it is going to your x only. Then s equal to s plus, s is your 1, 1 plus x. Then here now I was 1. Then I will increment to 2. This 2 you have done. I will increment to 2. 2 is smaller than y. I am assuming that it is a bigger number. It's a smaller. Now after that p is going to your, now p is going to your p into, again now I, when I is equal to 2, p is going to your p into, p is your x into, again x by I is your 2. So that is going to x square by 2, correct or no? Then it is going to s equal to s plus, s is your this 1 plus x plus, then x square by 2. Now then I will become 3, and 3 is smaller, yes, fine. Then p will be p into, p is your this x square by 2 into x by 3. Now it's going to x cube by 6, which you can write as x cube by 3 factorial, because 3 factorial is going to your 3 into 2 into 1, that is going to your 6. Now you are going s equal to s plus, s is your 1 plus x square by 2. Then again you are going to do this x cube plus 3 factorial. So you can write 2 as 2 factorial, because 2 factorial is also 2. Then x will, then I will become, then I will become 4, and you will do, and I will become 4, and is smaller than y, fine. P equal to p into, p equal to p into, p is your, what is p? P is your x3 n factorial, x3 3 factorial into x by 4. So that is going to x to the 4 factorial, then, because you are doing 4 into 3 factorial, 4 factorial. then you are going s is equal to s plus. S is your 1 plus x, 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x to the power 4 by 4 factorial, like this it will keep on x3, then you have added like this. So it will keep on adding like this. Then when I will be 5, then you will multiply with this p equal to p into x to the power 4 into 4 factorial into x by 5. So it is going to x to the power 5 factorial. Then you will add this to this s. It is like will keep on going like x power 6, then 6 factorial, x power 7, then 7 factorial. So it will keep on going 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x to the power 3 by 3 factorial, x to the power 4 by 4 factorial. So this is equal to e to the power x. It is having a formula which is equal to e to the power x. Okay, so b is your correct answer. So it is a very good question. Okay, it's a very good question. I hope that everyone understood. If anyone having doubt in any place, feel free to ask. Okay, because if you will not comment that if you are having a doubt, I will not able to 2003. First you people try, then I will asking which one which will not give compile time error, which will not give compile time errors if used as left hand side of assignment statement in a C program. So your A is going to your having 1, 2 and 4. Option is in next page. If I will go in next page, then you have to write this. Question is little bit long, so was not able to do in one page. Saying that assume the following C declaration. This is the declaration. This is an array of pointer. This is a two-dimensional array. Now they are asking which will not give compile time error if used as left hand side of the assignment. Means left hand side here it will used the assignment in a C program. Okay. So A2 you can use. A2 is going to where A2 will go. A2 will go to point to the this is A0, then A1, like this it will. So A2 will point to the this. Till this it will have 8A. A2 will point here. Fine. It's going to point to the address. Okay. Now you can go to A2, 3. Yes, you can go. In this element, you are going to point to the integer of that. Integer of that. This is also correct. This is also correct. This is also correct. Okay. It will point to pointer and it will point to integer because it's going to your see this A2 you can write when you are writing A2 in compiler it will interpret as a plus 2. So address of a plus 2 and it is value at that address, then value of that address plus 3 is going to your, now plus 3 is going to like this plus 3, after this plus 3. So when you reach there, then you go to the address where it is pointing, you add the plus 3, you will go to the plus 3. It is allowed. Now b1 is not allowed, it's a two dimensional, you require 2 not 1, because with the base address you are adding. And this is correct, this is normal, you everyone know that this is correct. So 1, 2 and 4 is correct, so A is the correct one. I hope that everyone understood it. Is it clear to everyone? If anyone having doubt, you ask me. Okay, going to the next question. This is the correct. Now this is the question. You just see the code, then I will go to the question. Okay, so consider the following function void swap int a and b. It uses you are having a two dimensional, you require both. Okay, at least you require the second. You can do like this. Can the first column is not that much, means it's not mandatory, but second column is mandatory. That is column is mandatory, row is not mandatory. Okay, option 2 means देखिए ये देखिए एरे, इसका मतलब क्या है, इंट स्टार ए इसका मतलब क्या है? दिस मीन्स, इसका मतलब है कि एक एरे है। देखिए, इसको आप हमेशा प्रेसिडेंस की तरह लिखिएगा। एर इसका प्रेसिडेंस ज्यादा होता है, स्टार से ज्यादा स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट का प्रेसिडेंस है। तो ए क्या है? एक एरे है। एक क्या एरे जिसमें 10 एलिमेंट है, 10 एलिमेंट, 0 1 2 इस तरह है, टिल 10 तक जा रहा है, तो 9 तक जाएगा 0 से। नाउ अब देखिए यहाँ पे क्या है, आप उसका क्या कर रहे हैं। अब ये तो एरे है, वो कि इस एरे में क्या रख रहा है, तो डेटा टाइप जो है उसका एक इंटीजर का पॉइंटर रख रहा है, इंटीजर का पॉइंटर रख रहा है, ठीक है, इंटीजर का पॉइंटर। अब देखिए यहाँ पे जब A2 और ये ऐसे लिखते हैं, A2 मतलब होता है, A2 आप लिखे तो इसका मतलब हो गया दिस तरह A+2, देन वैल्यू एट दैट। सो ए का जो ए तो इसको पॉइंट कर रहा है, बेस एड्रेस को, +2 क्या हो जाएगा, ये यहाँ पे पॉइंट करेगा A+2। नाउ वैल्यू एट दैट एड्रेस, A+2 करेंगे तो यहाँ, सिर्फ A+2 करेंगे तो यहाँ। अब यहाँ पे वैल्यू एट दैट एड्रेस में हम कहाँ चल जाएंगे, यहाँ पे चल जाएंगे, अंदर अंदर चले जाएंगे। नाउ वहां पहुंच गए, वैल्यू एट दैट एड्रेस पे पहुंच गए A+2 पे। उसके बाद क्या है, उसके बाद अगर आप +3 की ये जो किए 3, तो ये हो जाता है +3। इस जो एड्रेस पे आप पहुंचे, उस एड्रेस में उसके थर्ड एलिमेंट पे जा रहे हैं, तीसरे पे जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। अगर कुछ भी होगा तो उस इंटीजर, यहाँ तो इंटीजर का ही एड्रेस होगा, उसके आप तीसरे पॉइंट में जा रहे हैं। जैसे अगर धर लीजिए कुछ होगा उसके अंदर, धर लीजिए कोई भी कुछ हुआ, तो अगर जैसे इस तरह करके बना हुआ है, यहाँ किसी का एड्रेस रखा है, धर लीजिए यहाँ 200 है और यहाँ पे 200 रखा हुआ है, तो जब 200 + 3 करेंगे ना, तो यहाँ पे चल जाएगा। 200 पे तो आप गए, ऐसे किए तो 200 के पास चल गया, फिर +3 किए तो ये 0 हो गया, ये 1 हो गया, ये 2, आप यहाँ पे चले जाएंगे, आप यहाँ पे चले। क्लियर है? चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे जाते हैं। ये क्वेश्चन, सो दिस इज द क्वेश्चन दैट इज आस्क्ड इन गेट 2004। Consider the following C function. This is the C function. Swap, it's saying temporary variable is there. In temporary you are having A, and in A you are having B, and in B you are doing this. So you are not swapping A and B. You know this these things. I hope understood now. So now they are asking what that function is doing. In order to exchange the value of two variable x and y, which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? So your swap was having return type void swap int A int B. It is a easy question. Going to your, see, the option is like in temp, and then temp equal to your having A, and A is equal to B, and then B is equal to temp. This is the thing they are doing. Then closing. So you can write this function like in single line also. So you are having a temporary variable. In temporary variable you are storing A, then in A you are storing B, and in B you are writing A. Okay, so it's a call by value, call by value. It's not a pointer. So it's in the copy of A and B it will get interchanged, but the XY, those who are calling XY value will not going to change. Okay, so this swap, see option C is saying, option D, swap cannot be used as parameter. Swap xy cannot be used as parameter, as the parameter are passed by value, because the parameters are passed by value. If you want to do the swapping of these two, you have to do call by reference like this, and then here you have to do as a pointer, and then pointer you have to do. Okay, understood? This is nothing, you just remember that this is the correct one. They've asked a common property of a logical programming language and functional languages both are declarative. You just remember this. Okay, it is not that much required. So the common property of a, at that time there was functional language also, but now we are not having a functional language. So just you remember this, a common property of a logic programming language and functional languages, they both are declarative. Both are declarative. Okay, both are declarative. Just to remember that logic programming language and functional language both are declarative. Both are declarative. Okay. Now next, this is a good question. Correct. It's C. No, it's C. C. What is an abstract data type? Abstract data type is like stack, queue, linked list. It's all these are is abstract data type. Where in stack they give the operation that push means you need to do the push operation. Pop means that you need to delete. Insert means that you need to push means insert like this. Okay, where implementation is not given, just only the operations they will introduce. A data type for which only the operation defined, that this is the operation on it, can be defined, but none else. Okay, nothing else. You can't do anything else. Okay, only the operation is defined. You can't do anything else. Okay, this is a very good question. See, it is having the parentheses. So since it is having a parenthesis, you will it C is the correct one. Into your pointer, which is a function which will take the argument, as a integer pointer, and which is going to return int. So a pointer to a pointer, it's a pointer to a function that takes integer pointer as an argument and returns integer. So like this you should evaluate. See, since both is having a parenthesis, so precedence is same. So left to right associativity will go. So first f, this f is a pointer. So a pointer to a function, it's a function. F is a pointer to a function and which is taking an argument of integer type and it's returning an int. Okay, fine. Take time for this question. They are asking the output of this question. Okay, you write. So it's a main. From, you know that in C the program execution start from the main. Okay, so from main it is going to start, from here it is going. So main it is going to start. So always the whenever the function call will happen, activation record is going to get created. This is the activation record of the function which is having x equal to 15. Since it is nothing they have told, so it's a auto class. You know that nothing they have said here, so it is going to your auto class. So it is a auto class. It will get the storage in the stack. Okay, it will have some memory. Let's assume that it is having some memory as 100. Now printf, now it's calling fun and it is passing the value 5 and the address of x, that is going to be 100. So here it's called fun n. So n is your 5 and int star. So fp is your f underscore p is your 100. Now t and f is there, nothing initialization. Is n is smaller than equal to 1? No, it's 5. N is, so then t. So you mark this as, number this line 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this will help you that when you will return from this function, what is going to be the return time. So after calling this from main, this you are going to execute this 13, this line 13. So this is the instruction counter which will tell you that when this function will return here, which is the next line that you are going to execute. Okay, so now this you are having now t, you are going to call t, and on function, so you are going to call the function and n minus 1, that is 4, and fp f underscore p you are sending, that is your 100. Then after returning you will do the execute the statement 8. Again you will call the function on 4 and the address is 100. So n is your 4, f underscore p is your 100, f underscore p is your 100. Now again it's not smaller than 1. So again you are going to call this fun n minus 1 is 3 and 100 you will pass. Then you will again call fun 3 on 100. Again same thing. So after again you will execute the line 8. N is your now 3, f underscore p is your 100. Okay, again you will call this function fun on n minus 1, that is your 2 and 100. And when it will return, it will execute the line 8, because after this it is going to execute the line 8. Then again after that again the function is going to call if fun 2 on 100. So n is your 2 and f underscore p is your 100. F underscore p is your 100. Okay, now again it's not smaller than 1, then t again it's going to call fun on n minus 1, that is 1, and f underscore p is your 100. Then again it is going to call fun n minus 1 is your 1, so it's 100. Now see, n is your 1 and f underscore p is your 100. So it is going to n is smaller than equal to 1. Yes, 1 underscore at the value at that address, so it is going to your 1. It is saying is 1. So it was initially 15, now it's doing 1 and returning 1. So it will return to this here, it will return here, will return here, and that is going to your, this is going to your 1. After returning this t is your 1, then f is your, f is equal to, after this f is equal to t plus, t is your 1, 1 plus value at this is your 1, 1 plus 1 is your 2. Now value at this is going to your t. So t is your 1 only, t is your 1 only, so value at this is 1 only, 1. Then you are returning here, so you are going to return a f, so you are going to return here 2, t is going to here 2. Okay, t is going to here 2. Then after this, after t is going to 2, then f is going to your t, that is 2, value at that address 100, value at that address is your 1, that is going to a 3. Then again value at that address you are making as t, t is your 2, you are making as t, so now it will be 2. Okay, now return f, f is your 3, you are returning here 3, so now t is your 3. Then f you are going to do, next line is your 8, f is your 3 plus value at that, so it's 2, that is going to your 5. Now value at that address, see, at 100 value at that address is going to your t. What is t? T is your 3, so it will now overwritten to 3. Now return f, f is your 5, you are returning here, so t is now here 5. Okay, because this function has called this. Now f is equal to your, f is equal to t plus, t is your 5, 5 plus value at that address is your 3, value at that address, value at 100 is your 3, that is 8. So now value at, after this f is your 8, now value at that is going to t, so t is your 5, so value at that 100 is going to now 5, and it will return, return f. So it is going to return f, that is going to your 8. So t is going to here, so see, this function is going to return f is 8, 8 will get returned, output you are going to get here will return 8. Okay, this is saying this is a function which will have one integer, another which will have a pointer of type integer. Okay, so when you are calling this function 5, you are passing the, you are passing integer, 5 is your integer, yes, correct. Now this is the address of x, you are passing the address, so it is a pointer, so pointer will have the address of x, it's correct only, it's correct only, int star p, it is having the address is correct. Now fp, you are, what is fp here? Fp is the address only. Fp, when what is fp? Fp is a pointer, fp is a pointer which is going to have the address of x, address of x, like 100, x is having address. Now here again when you are calling n minus 1, like 4 will happen, then again fp, so value is going to your 100 only. But when I will make this, then it will do value at 100, value at 100. Okay, value at 100, then it is going to your 1. See, there is a difference between these two, so b is the correct one. If I am here, your int star p is going to your ampersand, here it was int star f underscore p, int star, yeah, they are saying got it, certain, yeah, welcome, welcome. Now fine, so if you understood it, anyone having any doubt, then please let me know, otherwise do the next question. So, which language necessarily need heap allocation in the runtime? So you know that everyone is correct, dynamic only, very good everyone. So those that allows dynamic data structure. Now this is the function, what is the output? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this line is saying where is p equal to q, and you are calling function percent of I and percent of j. Say int I equal to 0, j equal to 0. They have did so before the main they have written, so it's external variable. Say external variable. Okay. External variable. So I have not given the option here. Okay, so it's 0 2. It's correct. Very good, everyone. Okay, so you are calling this main. It's an external variable. It is going to be alive till the program is alive. Okay, the scope is everywhere. So you are calling this function. Main is calling this function. Main is calling this function. Okay, and where in if you are passing, let's assume I is having 0 and j is your 1. Let's is 100 and let's assume it's 200. You're calling this function, address of I is going to your 100 and address of j is going to 200. It's 200. And then so it means when main has called, so p is your 100 and q is your 200. See, p is your 100 and q is your 200. In this way you do p equal to q. So you are doing p equal to q. Now it's 200. So both p and q is pointing to there. P is also pointing here, q is also pointing here. Now value at p, see how you will execute. Value at p is equal to 2. Value at 200 is going to, now you are writing at 2. Okay. Now it's returned. Now it's printing ing. So I is your, what is I now? I is your 0 and j is your 2. J is your 2. Okay. See, those who have done already, so don't quickly answer that. You try. Okay, you again try. Okay. And 0 2. So okay. If anyone having doubt, please ask me. I hope it is clear. If you are having doubt, then feel free to ask me. Now this is asked in your GATE 2011. So what does the following this is giving? So char C is having this. So C is an array of a character which is having G, A, T, E, 2, 0, 1, 1. And see, you know that it's a array. So and it is a string. The string is going to have a null here. String will always have a null here. Okay. So char star P. Now you are writing the address of C in P. So C is going to have, like, let's assume it's character having one byte. You know that character is having 1 byte. Like this, it will have the address. So I think that is asked in GATE 2011. That's why they have written GATE 2011. Okay, so its address is 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106. Like this, one by one, I'm increasing. So P is going to have 100. P is going to have 100. Okay. So now P is going to have 100. 100 plus uh, P3. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3. P3 is your this, which is having value at P3. So P3 means value at P3. So P3 value is E. So you are not going to write E. It's going to its ASCII value. ASCII value. Okay. So let's assume, I don't know exactly, 97. If A 97, A, B, C, D, E. So 97, 98, 99, 100, 101. So it is going to 97, 90, 99. A, B, C, D. Yeah. So it's going to, so it's going to have ASCII value 101. Then minus P1. So value at P1 is this A. A is your 97. So here 100 plus you are going to do 4. 100 plus 4. So means you are going to start from here. You are going to start from here 2011 and you will stop where null is there. A null. So percentage is going to print from this, and it is going to stop where you are going to get a null. So that is going to 2011. इसको हम क्या करते हैं, मैं इसे मिटा देता हूँ. अच्छा क्वेश्चन है ये, इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस गेट में पूछते हैं. जब भी देखिए, आपको जब भी कैर बोला जाए ना, जैसे अगर मैं आपको ये बोलूं कि कैर ए, सी कर देते हैं कैरेक्टर, सी इक्वल टू, अगर मैं कैरेक्टर सी इक्वल टू ए लिखूं इस तरह, तो ये जो कैर जो हमेशा होता है ना, एक स्मॉल इंटीजर होता है, आप कभी मत समझिए कि वो कैरेक्टर स्टोर करेगा। आप सी करके यहाँ 97 भी रख सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा, दोनों इक्वल ही है। 97 97 और ए कैरेक्टर दोनों इक्वल, क्योंकि आप जब प्रिंट करते हैं तो अगर परसेंटेज सी करेंगे तो वो ए प्रिंट करेगा, परसेंटेज डी करेंगे तो ये 97 प्रिंट कर देगा, ठीक है। तो ये क्या होता है ना, कैरेक्टर क्या है, कैर जो डेटा टाइप है ये शॉर्ट इंटीजर टाइप है। जब मैं यहाँ कुछ क्लास लिया हूँ तो यहाँ मैं बताया था कि कैर क्या है, एक शॉर्ट इंटीजर डेटा टाइप है, ठीक है। शॉर्ट इंटीजर, आप ये मत समझिए कि सिर्फ वो कैरेक्टर ही रखेगा, उसका जो 1 बाइट का साइज है तो 0 to 128 है, और आप अगर अनसाइंड करेंगे तब साइन करेंगे तो -1 2 से, तो वो सब है, वो आप देख लीजिएगा, तो वो भी बता सकते हैं, लेकिन उतना डिटेल्स में भी नहीं जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे जब आप लिखते हैं ना, कि जो जैसे आप यहाँ पे आप लिख रहे हैं, ये आपका है गेट, इसका एड्रेस 100 अगर मानते तो 101 होगा, क्योंकि इसका कैर का एड्रेस हमेशा 1 बाइट होता है, हमेशा 1 बाइट होता है, सब सारे नंबर। 103 104 105 106 देन 107, तो यहाँ क्या होगा, जी होगा, ए होगा, टी होगा, ई होगा, फिर 201 होगा, यहाँ नल होगा, ठीक है, 108 इस तरह। तो यहाँ पे देखिए, तो पी, सी किसको पॉइंट कर रहा है, सी इसको पॉइंट कर रहा है। सी देखिए जो एरे होता है ना, वो एरे का जो नाम होता है वो बेस एड्रेस को पॉइंट करता है, बेस एड्रेस को पॉइंट करता है, तो सी हमेशा 100 को पॉइंट करेगा। अब वहां आप क्या कर रहे हैं, उसका जो बेस एड्रेस है वो आप पॉइंटर पी में रख रहे हैं, पी एक पॉइंटर है, उसमें आप रख रहे हैं इसका सी का बेस एड्रेस ऑफ सी पे तो एड्रेस ही है इस एरे का, 100 रख दिया। और ये क्या था, स्ट्रिंग था, तो स्ट्रिंग एंड करता है नल से। अब आप क्या कर रहे हैं, पी कर रहे हैं, पी क्या है, पी आपका 100 है, पी में तो 100 है ना। अब पी का 3 देखिए, आपको मैंने बताया था कि P3 आप ऐसे लिख रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब हो रहा है कि वैल्यू एट P+3, तो P+0 तो ये है, 1 ये हो गया, 2 ये हो गया, 3 ये हो गया, तो 0 1 2 3 आप इस तरह भी जा सकते हो। ई का एस की क्या होगा, क्योंकि ये प्रिंट कर रहा है, ये क्या कर रहा है, कैलकुलेशन कर रहा है, अरिथमेटिक कैलकुलेशन कर रहा है, तो ई नहीं लिखाएगा यहाँ पे, एस की लिखाएगा, तो उसका एस की वैल्यू क्या है। आप अगर एक समझ के, अगर याद नहीं तो एक समझिए, इसको x+1 हो जाएगा, क्योंकि एक एक करके ही बढ़ेगा, x+2, ये x+3 और ये x+4 हो गया। मैं याद नहीं रखता हूँ, आप कोई भी नंबर समझ लीजिए, मैं 97 समझा, 97 करेक्ट है कि नहीं मुझे ठीक से याद नहीं है, लेकिन हो सकता है, तो x+4 आप हो गया। फिर माइनस किए P(1), P(1) क्या है, P(1) आपका ये ए क्या है, ए का अरिथमेटिक में है, तो ए का क्या होगा, ए एक्स, एक्स और ये कैंसिल हो गया, तो ये क्या हो गया, 104, 104 का एड्रेस से प्रिंट कीजिए, देखिए प्रिंट करने बोला है, यहाँ क्या आ रहा है, 104 आ रहा है, तो ये क्या बोला है, स्ट्रिंग प्रिंट कीजिए, जहाँ स्टार्टिंग एड्रेस कहाँ से, 104 से, तो 2011 नल जाके रुके, ठीक है। ओके फाइन, अंडरस्टूड ना। चलिए, इसका आउटपुट बताइए क्या होगा। तो ऑप्शंस यहाँ पे है, ऑप्शंस यहाँ पे है, ठीक है। आप देख लीजिए कोड, आउटपुट क्या होगा, आप बताइए आउटपुट क्या होगा। पहले इन कैर ए है, ए आया, केस में मिल गया ए, तो चॉइस ए, चॉइस ए आ गया, फिर न्यू लाइन आया, तो फिर ये चॉइस बी आ गया, या न्यू लाइन इसलिए नीचे आ गया चॉइस बी। फिर क्या हो जाए, देखिए यहाँ ब्रेक नहीं है तो कंटिन्यूस प्रिंट करते चल जाएगा, फिर नो चॉइस साथ में हो जाएगा, नो चॉइस यही हो जाएगा, ये मैंने जगह नहीं छोड़े, नो चॉइस फिर यहाँ, क्योंकि यहाँ नहीं है तो याद कर, वेरी गुड, ये हो गया, ठीक है, सी हो जाएगा। कोड देख लिए, कोड देख लिए आप लोग। तो कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग प्रोग्राम इन सी लैंग्वेज, मेन आई इक्वल टू 1 है, फिर उसका एड्रेस पी पे रख रहे हैं, और पी पे हम उसका वैल्यू ले रहे हैं आई पे, फिर i+5 कर रहे हैं, ये पूछ रहा है कि ये कर क्या रहे हैं, ठीक है। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू, बताइए कौन सा स्टेटमेंट ट्रू है। कोड आपका इस तरह था, आई था यहाँ पे, फिर इंट स्टार पी आई था, एम परसेंट आई था, फिर आप स्कैन एफ किए, परसेंटेज डी किए, फिर पी आई लिखे, फिर प्रिंट एफ कर रहे हैं, फिर प्रिंट एफ कर रहे हैं, परसेंटेज डी, न्यू लाइन, आई प्लस 5। सी इज द करेक्ट, सी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। ये आंसर सही है। बहुत सारे लोगों ने सी का है, वहाँ गलती है। देखिए यहाँ पे क्या है, इंट आई, आई क्या है, एक वेरिएबल है, और पी और को सही है, और ये क्या है, पी आपका क्या, एक एड्रेस, एड्रेस मतलब पॉइंटर है। P1 क्या है, एक पॉइंटर है जो एड्रेस रख रहा है आई का, आई का एड्रेस रख दिया। अगर धर लीजिए आई का कोई एड्रेस है, धर लीजिए इसमें 10 है, तो इसका एड्रेस धर लीजिए 100 है, तो पी आई पे 100 होगा। तो स्कैन एफ क्या कर रहे हैं, आप पी आई डाल देते हैं, यहाँ एम परसेंट आई लिखते थे, वही तो आप लिख रहे हैं एड्रेस ऑफ आई, उससे में आप 100 पे आप कोई वैल्यू डाल रहे हैं, मतलब आई पे आप कोई वैल्यू डाल रहे हैं, धर लीजिए 10 डाल दिए। अब आप क्या कर रहे हैं, अब हम क्या कर रहे हैं, आई प्लस 5 कर रहे हैं, आई प्लस 5। तो आई क्या है आपका, आई एक वेरिएबल ही है, तो 10 प्लस 5 15 हो जाएगा ना, प्रिंट एफ करेंगे आई प्लस 5। तो आपने क्योंकि इस एड्रेस पे डाले ना, पी आई जिसको पॉइंट कर रहा है, आप उस एड्रेस पे डाले 10। देखिए पी आई आप जैसे यहाँ पे इस तरह में हटा, कुछ था आई किया, उसका कुछ एड्रेस है, अभी इनिशियलाइजेशन नहीं है, कोई गार्बेज वैल्यू, कोई गार्बेज वैल्यू। पी आई क्या है, एड्रेस ऑफ एक्स, एड्रेस ऑफ एक्स डाल दिया। अब क्या बोल रहे हैं कि स्कैन एफ करो, वैल्यू डालो, स्कैन एफ लेंगे वैल्यू इंटीजर टाइप जो पी आई पे रखेंगे, पी आई, पी आई के एड्रेस, पी आई हम यहाँ क्या देते, एड्रेस देते, तो एड्रेस तो 100 है ना, वहां पे कुछ हम वैल्यू दे दी। तो लेट्स एज्यूम हम यहाँ पे इस बार मैं 50 दे देता हूँ, फिर आई प्लस 5 कर रहा हूँ, 50 प्लस 5 हो जाएगा ना। तो ऑन एग्जीक्यूशन द वैल्यू प्रिंटेड इज 5 मोर देन द इंटीजर वैल्यू इंटर, तो जितना इंटर हो उससे ज्यादा 5। ओके, ठीक है, क्लियर है सभी को, डाउट है तो बोलिए, ठीक है। ये ट्राई कीजिए, जिसका डाउट नहीं है, अगर डाउट है तो बोलिए, अदरवाइज ये ट्राई कीजिए। ये आपका एनएटी है। Consider the function is shown below. So int function, int in num it is having. So you are doing you are calling function on 4. It's having a right shift. Right shift means divide by 2. Okay, left shift means multiply by 2. Here it's having a right shift. Okay, equal to 0 while num. What is num here? Okay, while num and count plus plus, then like this. So you are calling this function fun, and num is your 435, so your number is your 435, n is your 435. So count is equal to 0, count is equal to 0 while num, then count plus plus, count is going to greater than 1, then num is going to divide num. See, it's saying num is equal to num right shift by 1. Right shift by 1 means divide by 2, right shift by 2 means divide by 4. Okay, 3 means divide by 8. So it's right shift by 2, it's been divide by 2. Okay, so now your number, this is number, this is number. So num is count, you increment to 1, then by 2 it's going to 2. Okay, so it's going to your 2, 1 and 7. Then again while, yeah, you will go here because num is not 0, then count plus plus, count is going to your 2, then num again divide by 2, so num is going to your 1, divide by 2 is going to your 1 0 6. Okay, so no, it should be 8, 108, 10 divide by 2 is going to 108, 108. Then again it's not equal to 0, then again it will go inside while loop, again it will go inside while loop. Okay, then count plus plus, count is now going to 3, num is again going to divide by 2, 54. Then again it will go in while loop because it's greater than, it's not equal to 0 now, because while, if it will become 0 then it will go out of the while loop. Non-zero means true, so non-zero if it is true, 0 then false, so it's non-zero, 54. Then count increment, count plus plus 4, then num is going to a 2, then 4 is 27, then again we will go, then count plus plus 5, then again in num divide by 2, again it's going to 1, and 17, that is going to 8, again it's greater, so again it will go count plus plus 6, n is going to your 9, then again count plus plus, so it's going to 7, n is going to your uh, 9, so then it is going to your 4. Okay, then count is going to your 8, 1 2, so 1 minute, count plus 5 1, and then it's going to be 3. Here I did one mistake, 27 half is going to your, here I make one mistake, it should be 3, with 3, okay, 30. So count, then 13 is there, then it's going to your 6, then it's going to 3, then again it's greater, then count is 8, then n is going to your 1.5, that is 1, then again it's greater, count is going to your 9, then n is going to your 0, divided by 2 0. Now again it will go in while 0, no, 0 is there, so means false, so it will go out of that, it will return count, so count is going to your now 9, so answer. Okay, this is the code, and they are asking, and the option here is the swapping, you will get the same matrix. You can use the one matrix here, 1 2 3, here 1 2 3, and use this 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So what it is doing, you see here temp in temp, here in temp it is having AI11, okay, then some constant, okay, so you, and again in constant you are removing from temp, you are again removing the c, means same thing you are doing, just they have written this to confuse us. Same thing they are doing here in temp, they are writing the first value, and then with some constant they are doing addition, and then in j1 when it is writing on ji, it is removing this constant, so you don't consider this even, no need to consider, because same in temp you are adding this, and then from removing the temp, and nowhere you are using that temp, okay, so just to confuse, or just to it will take more time if you constrain some c, okay. Now what it is doing, it is having in temp ij, then in temp it will have 4, then in ij you are going to ji, so ji is also going to your this, so 4 only, I11 is only, it's going to, so it's going to 4 only, then ji is again going to 1 1 only, because ij is your 1, it's going to be same, so it will uh, no, it is not doing a transpose, it's not doing a transpose, okay, it is going to do like swapping, so 5 is there and 7 will be here, then after c 1 2 temp you are going to have ij, I is your 1, j is your, now it will increment to 2, so in temp you are going to get 1 2 1 2, that is going to your 5, you will get 5, then ij is going to your ji, ij here it's going to your ji, that one, sorry ij, that is this, ij is this, it's going to ji, ji is this, so 7 will be here, and then j in ji you will write this 5, so like this it will happen, then 6 is go here 10, then 6, like this will happen. Then again if you will execute from here, so 2i, then 1 2 1 2 2i and 1 2, so again this will get swapped 7 and 5. Again it will 8 will be 8 here, then 2 3, then 3 2 will swap. 2 3, 2 3 is your this, and 3 2 is your 11. So here 11 will happen, then 9, then here you will 3 1, then 1 3 will get swapped. 3 1, see 3 1, then 1 3. So here it's 10, it will become 6, and here it will become 10. Then 3 2, you will swap it 2 3. So 2 3 is 11, so here it will be 11, and here it will be 9. And 3 3 you will swap it 3 3, so you are going to get this one. After that you are getting 4 5 6 7 8 9. See, it looks very dirty, but if you will do the execute the code, you will get the same thing. ये हो गया आपका ऑप्शन. चलिए अब इस पे आते हैं. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर करेक्ट? कौन सा स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है? विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर करेक्ट? विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर करेक्ट? So static allocation of a data area by a compiler make it impossible to implement recursion. It is correct. If we'll make this, it's saying that static allocation of data area. We'll make the static allocation of all the data area, then it is by compiler make it is impossible to implement recursion, because if it is a static, then it is not going to get deallocate. Okay, means once the memory is allocated, then it's remain unchanged during the execution. During the execution it will not get unchanged, because if it is you require, when you use stack, then auto variables go here. If stack will start going on stack, then it will not go, then it will not get changed. Okay, during the execution of the program, due to implementation of recursion is not possible, then it is not going to be possible. Okay, a static allocation of all data area, if you make all data area as a static allocation, then how the auto, when you call this function, then again this function, in a return, this memory will get free. Okay, it will get deallocated. That's why we call it as auto. Automatically it will get allocated, and automatically it's get deallocated. But if we'll make uh, all the data area as a static, then this will, you will not able to make a recursion call. Okay, because automatic will not happen by a compiler, make it impossible to implement. And this is not related, even automatic garbage collection is, it's not related even. Okay, then dynamic allocation, yeah, dynamic allocation of activation record is essential to implement, because dynamic allocation of activation record, because whenever you call a recursion, an activation record get created like this. So it will have some, in activation record it will have something that I will teach when I will teach programming and data structure. So whenever a function call will happen, some activation record will get created. Okay, so this is, we generally say like function, so like this is activation record, it will have something, it will have something. Okay, and heap is used for dynamic, not for recursion. So both is not essential. Both heap and stack are essential to implement recursion is not. Only stack is essential. Only stack is essential. Not correct. Heap is responsible for dynamic memory allocation. Stack is essential for recursion. So 1 and 3 is only correct. Now this is the next question. You try. The output of the following C program they are asking. So it's NAT question. A, is everyone got? Anyone having doubt? So main function which is having a equal to 4, let's assume it is having some address 100, b equal to 5, address is having address 100, having address 200. Okay, and it's c equal to 6, address is 300. Now you are calling f1, this line 1, line 2, line 3. So calling f1. See, if you are not having doubt, please tell me. I will not do this. I will go. Okay, please tell me if no one is having doubt. A is your 4 and B is your 5. Then 4 5 we will do. So here it's going to C is equal, A is your 4, B is your 5, equal to 4, B equal to 5. C is equal to A, that is 4. A is equal to B, that is going to your 5. It's saying A equal to B, then again B equal to C, B is going to your 4. Okay, B is equal to 4, then you are going out of this. So whatever you have done, it's not required because it's call by value. Nothing is going to affect here. All get deallocated. Now F2, you will call. So this is nothing. So F1, if you don't execute F1 also, it is not going to affect anything. Now you are going to call after this line 3 F2. F2 is F2 is having address of B. Address of B is 200 and address of C is your 300. Okay, and here A is having 200 and B is having 300. See, this will go on A and this will go on B. Now C is having value at that address A. So address 200 at value 200. C is having 5. Value at 200 is going to address value at address 300. So that is going to your value at A. See, value at A is going to your value at B. B is your 300. So value at B going 200. So value at 200 is going to value at 300. So 300 value is 6, which is going to become here. Then after that, it's saying value at B. So B is your here 300. So value at B, that is 300, means here it's going to C. C is your 5. So it will be 5 here. So 6, B is 6 and here C is your 5. Now it's saying C minus A minus B. C is your 5. 5 minus A is your 4. And this will over, it will come here. Okay. B is your 5. B is your 6. B is your 6. Okay. So 5 minus 10 is going to your minus 5. This is the answer. Is it fine?